Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls in that technicolor rainbow in between, it's your boy Trey Proper.
It's your boy Big Herb.
And we are live on Blurs and Whiskey. We have another special guest, Mr. Petty himself, who's featured on one of our merchandise shirts. If you want to pick up that shirt, you can always pick it up on blursandwhiskey.com. And yeah, let's just get right into it. Let's get to these.
First things first, I want to address something that happened last week. Something happened last week. I want to say I apologize for what happened, and just want to move on. It won't happen again. So, let's get into these church announcements.
All right, let's get to it.
First off,
Amen.
This Saturday, if you have not gotten your tickets yet, where have you been? We've been talking about this for the last 3 months. Beer, Bourbon, and Barbecue Festival taking place over at the National Harbor, June 15th. Yes, finger looking good. From 12 to 2 p.m., that's the VIP Beast Mode, which is $75 plus tax. From 2 to 6 is general admission, $40 plus tax. Be sure to go on beerandbourbon.com to go and get your tickets. Also, Spider-Man Far From Home. We will be watching that over in the Black-owned theater. And that's called Next Act Cinema. Okay. Located in 921 Reisterstown Road, Pikesville, Maryland, 21208. We're going to keep on using this bit until we actually go there. So, but we're going to watch it on July the 6th. And be sure to purchase the tickets when they go on sale. BlurCon 2019. Yes, we're going to be going to that. That's going to be held at the Hyatt Regency Crystal City, Virginia. $55 for all weekend passes. You can go on blurredcon.com to purchase your tickets. Also, and I'm interested about this one, AEW Fighter Fest. Yes. That will be taking place on June the 29th, 2019. Be sure to look at your local listings to go and order it on pay-per-view. Also, August the 8th through the 17th, that will be Super Smash Con 2019. Be held at the Dulles Expo Center, 4320 Chantilly Shopping Center, Chantilly, Virginia, 20151. Be sure to look that up and get your tickets. Also, as you have been seeing me for the last 2 weeks, I have my merchandise. Yeah. I got my shirt, my security.
You got his mug.
I also got my mug too.
And I'm just being smug with my shirt that just says,
yeah. But make sure you can go onto our website, blursandwhiskey.com, to go ahead and get your merchandise. Look at prior episodes on YouTube and Castbox. You can also go ahead and pick up this merchandise on there.
Like my shirt that says Petty.
Petty!
Yeah.
So yeah. And that concludes the church announcements.
So one of the church announcements, we talked about AEW, but I just thought about it. We just had to experience WWE's Super Show. Well, most of us had to. Define experience. It was a cluster crap hold. I'm trying not to get counted again this week. It was horrible.
So guests have to pay too, right?
Yeah, you got to pay too.
It was a clusterfuck. That's my dollar.
All right. I mean, yeah, there you go. So it was horrible. But if you didn't,
horrible ain't the word for it.
I mean,
it's been a bad weekend for all of us nerds so far.
Yo, it's been. I have been going through an emotional roller coaster lately, and that just capped it all for me. But AEW, I'm looking forward to that. If you guys are interested in coming out to Summers and watching and meeting us in person, those of you who have not met us in person, definitely check the website for the listings of the church announcement and come out and watch AEW's All In Show with us. Yeah. But I just wanted to mention that. Oops. I think I just hit the off-camera guy. My bad. Don't throw anything back at me.
All good.
But we wanted to talk to you about...
Yeah, Jay-Z and Beyonce. First things first, we're going to go into the fact that my man Ho is the first billionaire.
Yes. I'm sorry.
Yeah, his net worth is he's the first hip hop billionaire. Let's make sure we go ahead and talk about that. That's all of his net worth between Ace of Spades, Tidal, his music catalog, his investments that he put in for housing. What was the other one? The other one was Uber. He's done everything. So I mean, he as a network, he is officially a billionaire. He reached billionaire status on this past week. Okay. Also, something interesting happened at the Warriors game the other day. So apparently the Bey-Hive saw that their queen bee was pissed off that the owner's wife of the Warriors asked, did they want to drink? And apparently, I guess how Beyonce just swiveled in her seat. Everybody just tuned in like, oh, she was mad and we got to go ahead and send the bees and everything. So long story short, they came and gave her death threats and basically just, yeah. As far as
the ladies.
I just want one little tidbit about it. I'm just going to say for the record, Jay just became a billionaire. Her husband's been a billionaire for a while now. I don't think she cares about Jay-Z to a point to where she's going to try to take her man. So y'all need to chill out.
It wasn't. It's like she got leaned over, and you could tell that Beyonce was uncomfortable with her being in her personal space.
Personal space.
And that's literally.
Hey, whoa.
Who's around me? Who's around me right now?
So
I just got it like 5 minutes ago.
But the thing is, why are people so mad about this? Like, you're sitting in a public space. She's leaning over, like hypothetically, if you're Beyonce, leaning over. All right, cool. All right. It takes 2 seconds to have a conversation and going about your night.
Not to mention,
Like,
yeah.
No, they're not tripping about it.
It's loud as hell in an arena like that. It's the championship game.
Yeah. So I mean, and I get that, but it's no reason for the Bey-Hive to. And I'm not trying to get pissed. Get the Bey-Hive to come after us in our infancy of the show.
I was just a guest on the show.
Exactly.
I
don't need y'all showing up to my job trying to string me up.
I love Beyonce
dance
too.
on me. You know, but it's crazy. Like, yo, just
She's ready
stop
to
tripping. It's not that serious. Beyonce's not a god. For the love of God, stop it. But yeah, so but in the spirit of Jay-Z and his accomplishments and everything he's done, we also wanted to talk about. There was a conversation between Killer Mike and Charlamagne the God on Hollywood Insider that I found very interesting. I actually posted it myself, and it was basically, hi everybody who's in the comments, how's it going? Thank you for tuning in. The fact that Stephanie Miles felt the need to comment on this was crazy.
It's crazy.
I didn't see that one.
Didn't see that one. Okay, but it brought up an interesting conversation about basically the status of Black people in America, and the possibility of us receiving reparations. Go ahead. Say come on.
It's yours.
Go ahead.
I mean, when it first happened, the end of slavery happened. The Black community was literally a minority confined to certain elements and stuff like that. As population increases and stuff like that, all I'm gonna say is the funniest thing about this reparations if it does ever happen is all these biracial and mixed and ambiguous Black people will all of a sudden come out the woodwork with saying how Black they are. Like all the Tiger Woods, the Rocks, all these people I'm Black too. They're gonna be I'm just saying that's the main thing that's gonna happen. The Black community will never be as strong as it will be when reparations come out. You're gonna see so many people come out talking about how Black they are. Ancestry.com stocks will go through the roof.
Troy said, first of all, they were guests. The Nets didn't make it to the finals. Oops, I'm sorry. So,
Bazanga.
Good job. I put one up for you. But so I think it is a good conversation to have because we one thing that was mentioned there in that conversation they had was Black people don't know what to ask for. We can't just ask for a bag of money and to fall in everybody's hands for that exact reason. We have a plethora of different shades, creeds, whatever have you, that would fall under that. We spread across the country, so it's really nothing. We need to ask for something that's infrastructure related or I personally, and I know I got jumped on for saying this. I personally said that I'm going to say it. I think that we should have the not monopoly.
That's basically what you're saying.
Okay, forget it. I'll say it. The monopoly on the cannabis industry. I think that we should get that the same way the Indians got the casinos. So
Native Americans.
I'm sorry. I do apologize, Native Americans. I was being problematic, but yeah, if you feel differently or you feel as though I'm wrong, please tell us. You can definitely give us a call here on Blurs and Whiskey at
443-371.
3155. So definitely give us a call if you want to comment on that. But you guys have anything to say?
I think in that situation, you can't just say just money. We literally have to sit there and just think about this for a second. Just to piggyback on what Killer Mike said about it. You go in there and say, I want $2 million. Okay, here's $2 million. Do you realize that after taxes, that's going to be $800,000 taken out? So you left with $1.2 million. You're going to go out and buy a house, let's say a good enough house, give or take about 800. So, it's going to be left with nothing pretty much afterwards.
Former guest Rita said they're going to buy money. They're going to get the money and buy Jordans and bundles. Completely agree with
KFC's.
I say y'all see what they do with tax refunds. I'm just saying, like,
That's the truth.
I mean, KFC and Sprint
Dave Chappelle
stocks are
did
going skyrocket.
This is how Tron is living. Yeah, but I mean, it's. I think it would benefit us to change things, but we'll see what happens. We don't know if I doubt it's going to happen in our lifetime, to be honest, but we'll see what happens. But in representing Black excellence, we also noticed this week that 19 Black judges were elected to two judgeships in Houston, Texas this week, and it's just an amazing thing. It's a great thing to have that happen, and salute to them. Come on, you got to be quicker than that, man. This is the third time on the show. You should know this by now.
Yeah.
So
such a distance.
But I'm just happy. You got to get your weight up, and then you can actually fit here.
He got that trying to sort his arms.
But I'm just happy to say that it happened. But we're going to get into the debauchery. So now you're going to scoot up.
Just for the record, we haven't seen it yet.
So here's the thing. Over the weekend I saw X-Men Dark Phoenix. I had to think about what the title was because I thought that's the movie.
Garbage. Anyway,
I'm gonna give you 10 to 15 seconds to let you know it's gonna be spoilers.
Do we have
space?
I mean, dude, just gonna have silent too.
Okay. All right. Spoilers.
There you go.
This, in the illustrious career of Marvel cinema, since 1999, this is the first time that I left as soon as the credits hit. As soon as the credits were over, I was out of the theater. It was X-Men only in title. Whoever made this movie must have forgot what happened in the other movies. It's like the end of Age of Apocalypse, the Phoenix Force came out was something that was inside of her. When this movie came out, they showed the Phoenix Force as something that that got fused with her when she went in space and got hit by this solar flare, which is actually the Phoenix Force. So I'm over here thinking like
continuity errors abound.
But here's the thing. This is the first time that I'm looking at a comic book movie going, hey, they played to the source material. What the fuck? I mean, like, all right, so there were scenes in there that made no sense. I'm trying to figure out, like, Mystique's, like, relationship with Xavier and Magneto and Beast, because apparently there's, like, a three-way love triangle, is it Pentagon or whatever, going on between all of them, because it's like
three-way triangle.
Think about it. All right, so Mystique is in love with Xavier, but that's his foster sister basically. Yeah. She's in love with Magneto, or Magneto's in love with her.
Okay.
Beast somehow in one of the movies they became an item. Hey, you're blue, I'm blue. Sup? They became an item somewhere, but they didn't even like hint at any of that in Age of Apocalypse. So there was like almost a movie in between supposed love feelings that we're supposed to actually think that we're supposed to care about these people in their relationship.
So there's a Pride and Prejudice movie that we missed out on.
I just got one question. How will those kids come out?
Navy blue. They would come out navy blue.
Ask Nightcrawler.
I had to...
Exactly. I mean, wow. Nightcrawler is navy blue.
I mean, like, no, like there are parts of the movie.
Shout out to my brothers out there that I've called navy blue. You know who you are.
No, there are parts.
I'm not gonna say your name on the show.
There are parts of that movie where I'm sitting there trying to figure out, like, they forgot their own accents. I'm like, half the time he was German, and then sometimes he was Dutch. And then there were times where it's like Storm was West African, and then Jamaican.
Jamie said Cerulean.
So, who became the Phoenix again?
Gene.
All right, I just wanted to put it.
Not one. I was waiting for Logan to show up and kill her. That didn't happen.
Well, we knew that wasn't going to happen.
I mean, it was like, why didn't they called it Dark Phoenix? They should have called it X-Men. Actors just phoning it in. X-Men, we're just here for a paycheck. X-Men, Fox is fuck you to the Marvel Universe. X-Men, okay, we get it. Charles Xavier is an asshole. Like, they should have called all those movies that. Yeah. Because that's all he was. Like, Charles Xavier is the worst person I've ever. Why is he a good guy? Who made him
he's dead in the comics now.
I'm just saying, like, throughout the whole movie, throughout the whole comic career, he's an asshole. Why are we cheering for him? Why are they fighting for him? Like, the movie sucked. The movie sucked. From a movie-wise standpoint, the movie sucked. From a Marvel standpoint, the movie sucked. From an actor standpoint, the movie sucked. From like a plot line, of inconclusive storyline, clusterfuck of words, they decided to make it into a script. It was
He's up to 6.
Let me ask you the question. So if you had on Blurred's
the
shot glasses, what would you give this out?
Oh, you can only go as low as 1. It's 1 to 5, right? 1 is the lowest, and that's the only.
Drum roll.
So we're gonna give it
I would take that 1 shot and then pour it out.
It's so bad. So for those of you who didn't know,
I hate Fox!
But the good thing is, this is the death knell for the Fox Entertainment MCU. Yeah. We don't have to worry about any more poorly written X-Men. We're as black people, you should love the X-Men because they are.
People. Yeah. What? They had Nightcrawler just lose his mind and start killing people.
Okay, see.
No, they were bad guys though. They were cannon fodder.
He doesn't kill people.
I mean, he got mad and went, and he started doing some ninja stabbing stuff.
I'm personally not gonna watch this movie until it is on Netflix. I'm not gonna spend a dime on it because I refuse to any way, shape, or form support Fox Entertainment's division pre-Disney acquisition. So I refuse. There's no way I'm gonna get into it.
I think what's saying this is Fox's FU to everybody saying you're getting ready to leave.
It's literally a bunch of corporate suits that are sitting around who probably never read the comics.
It's the equivalent of jumping off a building while throwing a middle finger at someone who's trying to save you.
Exactly. It's a bunch of suits.
Have fun with something in your Spider-Mans. I see your little Spider-Man.
Yo, you might as well just have bad words, bruh, again. That's good. Wow. Cause oh my God.
Paula Gibbs says never waste whiskey.
You're right. I'm
water
sorry.
Shots.
Water shots.
They need a water shot.
Whiskey's not X-Men's fault. I'm sorry. You're right.
No,
you're right.
We'll take it on the
I'm saying one last.
Wolverine would stop mid-battle to save Jean.
Oh man, that is hilarious. So
Mike said, "Thanks for the review, Cam. You saved me a bunch of money." But yeah, it's a bunch of suits that sat around in a corporate office and decided how can we make a bunch of money real quick, and I refuse to contribute to that. But thank you for your instant review. But I'm not gonna watch any more X-Men movies until Disney comes out with something else. Yeah. But transitioning over to Disney. There was a realization in the nerd blur community that basically Disney kind of owns the film rights to Dragon Ball Z with the acquisition of Fox Entertainment. We didn't think about this before. The possibilities are endless. Yeah. So we were having a debate before the show. Who would be the main character? Who would be Goku? Who would be Mickey. Vegeta? Mickey. So of course Mickey would be Goku, and then Vegeta would have to be Donald. Yeah. But we all came to the realization.
So would Uncle Scrooge be King Kai?
Uncle Scrooge is King Kai. Wow.
Goten.
Well,
Baby Trunks. Just who fits the part.
True. But
so who would Goofy play?
That's what I'm saying. We're going to the realization that Goofy would have to play Piccolo. He's tall.
And he watches his own kids.
He watches his own kids. So that means Max would actually be Gohan. So he would be raising Gohan. It's all his presence. Oh, man. But it's going to be an interesting...
Oh, man.
If they do we have not had confirmation that it's going to happen.
Oh my god.
But
Okay, so the realization is that it's the film
Disney
rights.
Ball Z.
The film rights of Fox is what was Dragon Ball Z. So it's not the actual Dragon Ball Z.
Yeah.
You know, so the Japan animation has nothing to do with it.
Oh man.
It's just that god awful movie that happened in the early.
That we won't speak,
Yeah.
that it doesn't exist. It does
What-
not
what
exist.
is
I'll
it?
put it in the comments.
Really?
What is it?
Spike from Buffy the Vampire Slayer wasn't Piccolo.
What are you talking
They didn't
about?
have,
It
they
never
didn't have a
happened.
white. They didn't have a white gold.
It never happened. Where's the MIB little memory eraser when you need it?
I already have one installed in my brain for stupid movies. So, yeah.
Yeah, but that's Fox acquired and now Disney acquires it. So
So who's
hopefully,
Pete gonna be?
who?
Pete.
Nappa.
You mean oh yeah.
Yeah, he'd be Nappa. So but if you don't know what we're talking about, I don't know why you watch the show.
Yeah.
But I think it would be
But we
interesting.
still welcome you.
I mean, yeah, we still.
Yeah.
Like,
course.
what are you doing, man?
My bad. Oh no, that live action Frieza picture when he was in that I want to
Oh,
see.
Chi-Chi going at Goku.
Yo, it's just greatness. But I would actually be looking forward to it. I don't think that with what they allowed to happen in the MCU, I don't think that they would ruin Dragon Ball Z in any way. If anything, they would. Hell, look at Miss Marvel. She's basically a Super Saiyan. She's a Super Saiyan.
Yeah,
we
doesn't
can
say
make it
Kamehameha. I mean,
Yeah, she doesn't need to. She just blasts other people. So, but yeah, you were about to say?
No.
Oh, yeah.
yeah.
So the last portion is the refill. So, of course,
Yeah.
in my search to find something to fill the whole of Game of Thrones,
Yeah.
I was going
is
down
the
a
summer.
list. It is the summertime, so we got, of course, the blockbuster movies.
Now I
that
can
are
actually
coming
watch Game of Thrones now.
out.
Yes.
Oh, you haven't started yet?
Nah.
No, he hasn't
No,
started.
he hasn't.
He's another one of those people that just likes to do this to annoy me.
Yeah.
But
Oh,
anyway.
you mean like put green caps on blue bottles?
Yeah. You lucky I don't have anything green today.
Matter of fact,
No.
I'm not gonna.
Just don't do it. Don't do it.
We
Don't do it.
had a semi-major announcement for this. Well, I haven't. They're in shooting of it, but Wonder Woman 2 is coming out,
Yeah.
and it's looking pretty good. They actually did some filming.
Yeah, they
locally.
did it. I live in Alexandria, so the
You gonna
Alexandria.
tell everybody where you live?
I mean, I ain't gonna tell you exact
I
place.
mean, they can find you.
I mean,
Why?
but yeah. Anywho, they did the filming over at the old Alexandria Mall, and apparently one of the pictures that we're about to upload, they actually took a picture of it. Where what's the guy's name?
Chris Pine.
Chris Pine.
Yeah, I got
He
the
is
names
actually
right. Got the names right. Now what?
Chris Pine makes an appearance in this movie, and they took a picture of it located in the actual mall. So I actually realized that. But yeah, that's just This is the actual only movie in the DC universe that actually was good. So I'm actually interested.
In this case, Death by Snoo Snoo. I'm sorry.
But yeah, it's definitely. I'm looking forward to it. I know you're looking forward to it because. I mean, other than the animated series, there's really nothing much to look forward to.
I mean, that bar is really low.
It really
It is, but I think this Shazam. I was actually like, I've seen Shazam.
Shazam was pretty good.
I thought Shazam was good for what it is. It's not a super
a
dark
kid's
DC
movie.
movie. It's a kids movie.
Yeah.
That picture of Wonder Woman, the little
That's dope.
That is dope. Like I like it. So I'm looking forward to
was
it.
that a Pride Month thing?
It could have been.
'Cause
It
looks
could've
like
been,
it.
but I
It's
mean-
awesome. It's awesome.
I mean, she
Regardless.
has. You
That's
know,
true.
Gets punched by Doomsday,
undertones.
laughs, and gets hit.
And isn't she
Yeah.
also our COW character of the week?
That was Jean Grey.
That was Jean.
Jean Grey.
My bad.
Yeah,
My bad. We started rolling.
Yeah.
Our character of the week was actually supposed to be Jean Grey. And we totally forgot about it. We totally forgot about Jean Grey.
That's because the movie made me so mad.
So, no, I mean, but yeah, it's Jean Grey. What is she? What?
She has the power of
Telekinesis.
fainting.
Fainting. Like, if you ever watched the 90s X-Men cartoon.
She has the power of dying and being reincarnated.
Phoenix! Pass out! Oh.
Like, between her and Storm lamenting in that show. You ever go back and watch the 90s X-Men cartoon and just how much yelling?
How Jean Grey sounds she's like near orgasm every time she's
Every
in pain.
time.
You can actually YouTube X-gasms. And it's just all clips of Jean.
No, Xavier, Jean,
Yeah.
Wolverine. all of them.
Like,
They're
all
just
right,
like it just sounds like if you watch that show with your eyes closed, you're gonna think something different.
Yeah.
But also coming up, we have. I did not know this. I thought that Krypton was actually being released, but Krypton is a prequel, much like Gotham is a prequel for the regular Batman series.
Yeah.
Krypton is a prequel for Superman. So they're on season freaking 3.
Yeah.
The show sucks that bad, huh?
I won't say it sucks. I just didn't care about the premise or the movie at all.
Is it in the Arrowverse or anything?
No, it's just it's on sci-fi.
It's a prequel on sci-fi.
Is Gotham in the Arrowverse?
No, that's Fox.
It's also
DC's just all over the place.
Yes,
it really
that's
is.
the problem with DC. That is the major problem with DC.
See, the thing about Krypton that never impressed me is the fact that the planet's gonna blow up. So while we're watching a movie about the planet's gonna blow up. In the world of Superman, before it became Superman, it was just people.
Well, it's Detective Comics, so maybe they want us to tap into our. Never mind.
No, it's Krypton, my dude. I'm talking about Krypton. Like,
Dude,
they have no superpowers. They're just people. They're scientists in robes. It's a show about people in robes. Why am I watching a show about people in robes?
DC, just do better. Please, for the sake of our entertainment.
No more robes.
How about this? For those movies that you want to make, how about you actually hire comic book writers? How about that? That would be an awesome idea. You wouldn't have to be... I'm trying my best.
The more you know. Go ahead. Go ahead. Go ahead. Get it out. Just get it out.
But they gonna make me go off.
Get it out.
I got cash out.
just get out.
So,
Yeah.
no, you're not getting it out of me. You're not getting it out of me. But, if they actually hired comic book writers or comic book experts like us.
So, Sam says that Krypton's also not well. I can't. I've already cursed too much.
You've already cursed too much. But I will say that the Lobo rendition actually looks pretty good. That's almost tempting me to watch the show.
Yeah, I love Lobo. I've never watched Krypton. It wasn't even on my radar until they said Lobo was coming.
Yeah,
because they started with Brainiac. Brainiac is coming. I was like, I don't care.
Nobody cares about Brainiac. Superman literally has the worst villains with the exception of 2, and they're both on the show. But I don't know how they're going to put Doomsday on the show. Doomsday is the guy who kills Superman. Lobo is his strongest. Lobo is like DC's analog of Wolverine. He heals real quick. You can't kill him. He just doesn't have claws. But he's the white-haired guy you see.
He's a bounty hunter.
He's a bounty hunter. Yeah. So
that's what Brainiac looks like on the show.
But also,
that's Brainiac.
Yeah, that's Brainiac.
That's straight.
Jamaica says, "Go ahead, Trey. Tell them the truth. Tell them what they need to hear."
But also, I'm really excited about Rick and Morty is coming back. We got an announcement that Rick and Morty is coming back in November. I'm like psyched. I'm like pressed. Like Rick and Morty is the shit.
There it goes.
I gave them one.
So they literally just showed me because I for whatever reason I haven't been watching Rick and Morty. My brother's only been telling me for the last 3-4 years, and so. They put me on to the actual episode, this last episode, and I'm like, wow, you motherfuckers are crazy.
No, that should count.
No, I didn't say it. I didn't say it. I did not say it.
He edited himself quite well.
I edited myself. Y'all are crazy, and I like it. So I mean, it's you have my attention. I'm here for it. I got Hulu. I'm watching it. So
I hope so. Like I was a little disappointed that you didn't watch it, but so that is what time we got left? Okay, we're good. Sorry, but yeah. So Rick and Morty is coming out season 4. It would have been a 2-year wait. I'm excited. I'm happy. It sucks that it takes about 2 years for them to make a season, but I'm looking forward.
You want it to be great. You gotta take time, right?
As an animator, it takes time.
Yeah. So. What was the next? Wasn't there something before this?
No.
That was it? Okay, yeah, so we're gonna get into it. I'm wearing these glasses. You want to ask why I'm wearing the glasses? Go ahead.
Why are you wearing the glasses?
I'm about to Malcolm X the fuck out of this, okay?
Ding.
That's why I'm doing this. I'm giving it up. So it's been a heavy week. It's been an emotional week for a lot of us. And it's crazy the realizations that came to me personally. I can only speak from my perspective. But between the incident that happened with It's Above Me, that hashtag is hilarious, but it's also sad. And also in between, When They See Us came out. Yeah. So it took me 4 days to finish watching that show. I'm sorry. So we're going to get into It's Above Me.
Can I present it for the cat, please?
Oh, yeah, go ahead.
Okay, so this episode of Blurs of Whiskey is presented in part by, can I get a drum roll, please?
Give me a moment.
All right, it's coming.
So, you gotta give me.
It's going.
Put that on the
Drum roll,
Drum roll, wait.
All right. white tears. Yes, you can have your own version of white tears for those racist people who just feel the need to go and say what the heck they want to say, and then when we go off on them, just like how Homeboy had with It's Above Me, you can have your very own version of white tears. How does that taste, Trey?
It tastes. That is a tasty beverage. It's delicious. You want some white tears?
Would you like some?
Try some white tears. So, yeah, we've been drinking on those.
Oh man,
It's a bit salty.
It's a bit salty.
salty.
It's a bit salty.
So, I like the It's Above. Like, if you are not familiar with It's Above Me, let's go ahead and describe it. Yeah. It's a hashtag that became prevalent on Twitter first, of course, because Twitter is where everything happens first. Before I support. So. There was a gentleman that worked at a hotel. Not sure exactly which hotel he worked at.
Definitely wasn't Best Western. Because that's next door.
So he was on the phone with an elderly white lady, and she pretty much called him. And do I have to pay for this when I'm quoting somebody?
Bleep it.
Okay, she called him an
bleep it.
effing N-word. So I can't. No, I'm not gonna say the way she said it ain't the way we said it. Yeah. So she called him that on the phone, and then tried to come into his hotel and still get her room, as if he was gonna let her in. And his only reaction was, "I'm sorry, it's above me." We posted the video. If you haven't seen it, definitely go to Blur's Whiskey.
I understand.
The whole song. It's amazing. So, but it's hilarious. It has its comical moments from it, but. It's saddening. It's like, yo, we still gotta go through this. Why we still gotta go through this? I can't just.
Like he said, in today's climate.
It's unnecessary. It's above me. So can that be our screenshot? Can we all just? It's above me. So that's our screenshot. But it's sad. It's like, yo, I went from that high of laughing at this white lady. My bad, I didn't mean to hit you again. We went then, of course, and it's been out for a while. We went into. Really white tears. We went into When They See Us. Now,
Now we got black tears.
Now we got black tears. Like I said, it took me 4 days to finish watching this because if you're not familiar with the situation, you're not familiar with the individual stories. There were 5 young men in Central Park. They called it Central Park 5 that were accused and convicted in 1991 of raping and attempted murder of a white lady in Central Park. They, like, yo, all I could think, these kids were, and they keep calling them men because they're men now. But at the time, they were kids. They were babies. I have an 11-year-old son. All I could sit there and watch and think was, this is my kid. This could be my kid. This could have been me. I was 4 in 1989 when it happened, but still. Yo, why do we have to keep going through this? Why do we have to deal with this bullshit? I'll pay for it. I don't care. This is fucked up. Like, every time you turn around, we got to deal with some BS like this. Like, you know, I drive down the street in fear for my life because somebody might want to shoot me just because of the color of my skin. It's infuriating, it's frustrating. And I was in tears most of the time, not because I was saddened, because it was impotent rage, because I feel like there's nothing I can do to change this. I feel like there's really nothing I can do. But I take that back, there is something I can do. There is something I can do. And the first thing I did was I sat my son down. And I had the conversation with him before, and I didn't show him because the show actually gets pretty graphic. The first episode is what I showed little Trey. And I explained to him that this is how they see us. This is how a lot, and it's not all. We have allies out there. I don't want to come off as a basher of white people. I'm not going to be Charlemagne and call everybody bottles of white mayonnaise. But there are some out there who don't like us, who see us as a threat, who call us super predators, so on and so forth. But I sat my son down, and I had to, and it was painful. I had to show him this and display it to him like, my words to Trey is be smart, be careful, be wise. Everything, every walk in your life, every day, every moment of every day in your life, you have to live by that. Because if you don't, you can end up like this. Now, I'm not saying it's the boys' fault. I'm not faulting them at all for what happened. They were in the wrong place at the wrong time for it happening. But at the same time, you have to
one of them wasn't even there.
One of them wasn't even there. The one who got it the worst.
The one who got it the worst just happened to take his boy. He wanted to make sure his boy was okay, and he just walked with him down to the precinct.
Yeah.
So, but go ahead, because I got something to say about
But
this too. But
it's just, I feel as though, I personally feel as though every single individual of color, not just black, not just Spanish, anybody like us, is familiar with us, you need to watch this show. Get your families to watch the show. Watch it, sit down, take the time out. I don't care how long it takes you, watch that show. Out of everything we've ever said on this show, When They See Us is a necessary black viewing, colored person viewing, everything. Even people of LGBT, you need to watch it.
Mm-hmm.
On the level of Roots.
On the level of Roots.
Yeah.
That's how deep this thing is.
It really is.
So that's really all I know. Sam Doja saying I can't watch it. I can't. Sam, you gotta watch it, because if you have a son one day, you're gonna want it. I couldn't put into words how I describe this life to my son. And that's the best medium, I believe, for it. Sit him down and watch it. I didn't let him watch the whole thing. I gave him the Cliff Notes, and that was that. But he was sitting there. He was just like, why, Dad? I couldn't.
And we can't answer.
We don't have an answer for it.
I can't answer it, man. Like, I'm terrified for my son. I'm terrified. I'm not worried about me. I'm terrified for little Trey. Because he's a loving little boy, and I just want him to grow up and be safe and be happy, smart, careful, wise. But it's out of my control, and I hate it. I hate it. But I'm going to teach him the right way, and pray that he goes the right directions. But that's really all I got to say about it before I get too emotional on the show.
No, I mean, and it's rightfully so. You have every reason to feel that way. My son's 5 years old.
Give me some more damn tears.
My son's 5 years old, and the thing that scares me the most about this whole entire thing is I'm completely numb to it. Because I see it so much, and I don't know how to react to it because I've seen it so much, and there's literally nothing you can do. You can sit there and tell him the right way to handle the situation. When you got the wrong cop behind there just to go ahead and say, boom, you were going for your gun, when they specifically asked you to go and get your wallet, and you're headed for your wallet, sir, I'm going for my wallet, sir, you're going for a weapon, bang. What are we supposed to tell them? Because at some point, and I mean, they keep on saying, well, we're going to teach them the right thing to go ahead and do as far as the right training. It's just that simple. How hard is it just to go ahead, and I'm not going to say that there's not people out there who is reckless and will do and is in the wrong. If you're in the wrong, then you're in the wrong. The thing that pissed me off the most about this thing is that it's numb to me because I'm used to it. I got a 5-year-old, and I don't even know. I mean, I'm sitting there nervous trying to teach him, and he doesn't even understand it yet. I can only imagine what you're going through with Trey and with little Trey doing that. And then it's just the fact that, I mean, this lady still to this day thinks that she's still right behind throwing these kids. Because, I mean, the oldest one who got the worst of it was 16. He's 16 years old, and automatically, when you hear about people saying that it's rape, what's the first thing that you're thinking about when you going in jail? We ain't got to worry about that because the inmates got him. This guy didn't do anything. He literally did not do anything. He literally just said, I don't feel comfortable for my boy. I want to go ahead and just make sure he all right. And when you actually just have somebody going to jail for 13 years for doing that just to make sure his man's is okay, it's infuriating. It's infuriating. And there's nothing that we can do to go ahead. I mean, we can sit there and riot and all that other stuff, but at the end of the day, what is rioting going to do? What is it? I mean, just throwing away our own stuff. I mean, what is in there having these marches gonna do? Because in the end, it doesn't. We can sit here and protest all day, as long as those same people over there, who doesn't give a you know what about our lives, they're gonna just sit there and just do whatever they want. You can sit there and tell us that we're gonna have this, that we're gonna have this training, that training, this training, that training. It doesn't matter at the end of the day if you got those same you know what's behind a gun. Yeah. And they just gonna say whatever they feel. Oh, I felt like I was in danger. Well, you didn't feel like you was in danger when that kid shot up the whole entire church? He shot up a whole entire church, and y'all still just y'all took him to get a burger. Yeah. You took him to get a burger. But yet, if a kid just comes over there and says like, "Oh, I was in the park, and oh, he's an animal. He's a rapist. He's this. He's a super predator."
Count it.
I don't know, and I mean, and it was just did you want to get on this? I
mean, yeah, like I had an incident with some police. I want to say it was about last week actually. And it wasn't even nothing just routine. It was just like they just saw I'm coming home and I'm seeing flashing lights at my house. So naturally I'm thinking like, oh, it looks like it's near my house. Oh, no wait, that is my house. All I see is flashlights. I don't know if it's ambulance. I don't know if it's fire. Like did the house burned down? Is someone sick? Is police? Is someone gonna get arrested? Is someone arrested in front of my house? One of my roommates arrested? Is one of my boys get arrested? What happened? So when I finally, like, I'm running full speed now, and one of the neighbors like, well, they're not gonna let you through, some sort of barricade up there. And in hindsight, 2020, I'm really glad I listened to him or heard him say that because I'm running full speed, basically towards police, and y'all know I'm not slow.
Yeah.
So I'm running full speed.
You were kind of slow with that decision.
So
But your black car kicked in real quick.
yeah. So I'm like, all right. So I live at this house right here. Can I go home? It's
wait. Well, I'm sorry to interrupt. Sam Dozier said we can fight back in retaliation, eye for an eye. Sam,
Call us.
No,
Just tell them to call us.
Call. Please call. Call on the show.
371-3155.
Not even joking right now. But yeah, if you want to have that conversation, please call in. We would love to hear your opinion on it. Don't just go in the comments.
That's some of the mothers out there.
But yeah. Like
Patrice.
Christmas said she can't watch it. Patrice said she can't watch it, but I urge you guys to watch it. I think we all need to watch this.
The reason why you don't want to watch it is the exact reason why you need to watch it.
Exactly. Yeah. It's an emotionally moving thing. And we've been trying to keep things light, but with this, we had to talk about it.
We got our first caller.
I'm about to say my job's name.
You're up here live with Blurs and Whiskey. This is your boy Big Herb.
This is your boy Trey Proper. Who we speaking to?
This is Sam.
Hey, Sam.
It's Sam.
What's up,
Okay.
Sam?
All I really got to say about it's like this. One, I can't watch the show. I really cannot. Because all this in 2019 is still racist and still all this BS and everything going on. As far as for that, we can teach our children doing all this. I understand if you're afraid to talk to your son about all this and going into the future. It's going to happen regardless. But honestly, an eye for an eye. If they're going to do it and they pretty much get away with it.
I didn't hang up on him. What happened? I didn't do anything.
No, okay, so he must have got disconnected.
Okay.
Yeah. All right, so let's also let's just also say that the views and opinions of our callers are not reflective of Blurs and Whiskey and Fighting Spirit Media. These are all their
opinions.
Candid opinions.
To respond to what he was saying,
You can call us back.
Call us back, Sam. Call us back.
Yeah, but to the first part of what you're saying, as far as retaliation,
What happened?
we
We didn't hang up on him.
No, we did not hang up on
we
him.
didn't.
We are not in a position to retaliate. We are not in a position to power. First off, in my opinion, and this is Treyman's opinion, not Trey Proper. Black people, we are not unified to retaliate to do anything. We don't have our own infrastructure. We don't have our own land. We don't have our own country to protect us.
Maybe that's what reparation should be.
And maybe that should be what reparations should be. Give us the other half of the country. Let us build our own nation. And that's the hypothetical thought. But how can we retaliate? We can't fire back on them. We're called a minority for a reason. We are grossly outnumbered. And you can say go back to Africa, but they don't want us either.
Yeah.
So we are a people without a land. So retaliation, in my opinion, is totally out of the question.
And then on top of that, you can sit there and say, as far as you want to retaliate. Okay, let's look at how no, I'm saying
Like
you can sit there and say you want to retaliate, but
here we go. You back?
Didn't hang up.
We didn't hang up on you, man. So tell us what you think.
No, I'm back.
Yeah.
I'm back. Yeah. Honestly, an eye for an eye. Honestly, in my case, it's like now, government, police, blacks and whites, and everything in general. That show and that, this is why on some individuals outside my race, I cannot trust. As far as for cops, government, judges, everything is corrupt. No matter what they do, they're going to get away with it in general. And we can teach little Trey. Trey, like I said, I've seen the kid. I know of the kid. Great, nice guy. Great little boy, And I understand that you're emotional, and I totally get it. I totally get it as far as for that. And that show, again, I just can't not watch it just to the fact that it's going to make me angry and pissed off. And as far as, like, I'm going to do something that I'm going to regret.
But see, but Sam, that is the problem. That is one of, not the problem, but that's one of our problems. We are reactionary people. African Americans are reactionary people. We feel as though an eye for an eye, an absolute ending to whatever, we have to get them, but we can't do, we're not in a position to do so. And you have to be very strategic. Like my co-host said, we have to be strategic.
You end up like Liam Neeson, just roaming the street.
Just roaming the street for a black.
For a black.
Like,
you mean tell me for 3 weeks you found out one black person?
Well, he was in Scotland.
I mean, it's bad enough. We're black. It's great. It's like I'm afraid enough just to walk out the door, just to take a step off to get onto a train before I got a random individual outside my race will call me an N-word or say something out their mouth or get it, clutching their purse, clutching their wallet, thinking that I'm going to go do something to them. And it's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. My wife experienced something like that a couple of weeks ago. As far as, she saw she told a kid to sit down. There's a whole bunch of white kids playing on the bus. She got on the bus, talking to the white kid, telling how she feels. Lady clutched her purse. And, honestly, I mean, again, it's 2019. We still got this racing BS. Yeah. I don't think it's going, I honestly think it's not going to end. It should have already been done like years ago, but it's ridiculous. I mean, honestly, at the end of the day, the racism thing, ridiculous, that show. I can't sit there, and press that play button because, again, it's going to make it. I watch that show. It's like I'm going to have bad thoughts, and I'm going to,
We'll say
I'm going to leave it at that.
Okay.
Man.
Ashley?
Let me say this real quick, though, before we let you go. If we get to a point as a people where we're just blanketly distrustful and painting every adversary, like everyone as an adversary with a broad brush, we literally become the problem we're fighting.
Yeah. We do. And I mean, at the end of the day, you want to be better than the people who is oppressing you. Yeah. I mean, and we have to be more strategic as far as just how we handle things. Because I mean, we, like Trey said, we are reactionary people. We sit there and excuse me, we see there getting on like our family jump, we're gonna jump right on in. We ain't gonna ask no questions until later on, like what happened. Yeah. And then we already in trouble with the police because we're defending what's ours. So I mean, and we just have to be better strategically prepared to go into whatever we have to do.
We have to figure out how to be.
We have to organize.
You're saying buzzwords, man. You're not saying answers. You're saying buzzwords like strategic and all this other stuff. It's like
leadership.
Sam, we appreciate you calling in. We're gonna let you go.
We appreciate it, man. Thanks for calling.
Calling in. All right.
Thanks, Sam.
Thanks, my brother.
All right, peace. So but yeah, I mean, yes, buzzwords, but that also resonates with some people in some cases. So he's right. We have to be organized. We have to find a way to finally come together. We have not done that since the 1960s.
We can come together all we want, but it's the system that's the issue.
I'm not saying as far as marching and we shall overcome.
The only way to influence the system is genuinely through organization. And now, we're not saying we're not going to organize the entire, population of black people. No, but even if you take the organizations that exist and we band together, whether it be Bloods, Crips, Alphas, Qs, I'll pay that dollar. And then everybody's like, well, where are the leaders? Yeah, they keep killing the leaders.
Yeah, I was getting ready to ask that.
So let's get to the point where you have the whole Hydra situation. You cut off one head, two more grows back.
Yeah.
Because if the NRA can influence the government, that's an organization.
Yeah.
You have we have to get to that point. At least get enough power within a certain group to get our own lobbyists and make actual change. And we have some, believe it or not.
Yeah.
But I don't want to come off as though it's a hopeless situation. I meant just for me talking to my child on the level that I am on, it's hard to find the light at the end of this tunnel. All I can tell him is be smart, be careful, be wise, make the right decisions. Don't go down the wrong path. Don't make any sudden move. I give him all the information that we were told.
We were told as
kids. And I'm telling him new information now because we're in a different age. But as far as ultimately,
what's the name? One more thing that I wanted to get into as far as this. I do want to say as far as we I do like the fact that the lady who was helping convict these kids at the time, she's got every single thing taken. Excuse me. She had her own books over the last decade or so, trying to get her name up because of the whole situation. Now, because everybody watched the actual show, they made a hashtag cancel her, and then it's too late. But I mean, better late than never, because now she's completely just wiped off. Like the book company dropped her. The organization that she was working with dropped her. Yes, it's late, but karma's gonna come back one way or another.
So speaking of karma, can I get some more white teas real quick? Because when we're talking about like how we fight the system, we all work in customer service at some point in our life.
Right, you're right.
So there's some type of small measures of revenge that I do that I enjoy because of my job in dealing with customers, especially of the
Caucasus.
Oh,
can I speak to the manager? I'm sorry.
I am the manager. Oh, I love that feeling.
It is the great. It's right up there.
And now because of the hashtag, I'm definitely gonna be using. It's above me.
Hold on a second. Before we get into it, we have to say, not the allies. The allies, you guys are cool.
I said that, yeah.
No, but we have to reiterate it because they're gonna forget that they're gonna think we all just talking about all.
But that's what makes them a real ally.
Use a fine tip brush.
Yeah. But like I was saying about working in retail, as being a person of color working in retail, one of my favorite things to do is this what I call like the shock and awe of being highly intelligent despite my appearance to them.
Oh yeah.
I love the fact that they come to me needing my help and my expertise. They have to, and if they come at me in a certain like mindset of their white fragility, it's like I shatter it. I don't care. I go through with like, oh, okay, you reset your password. Or sometimes when I tell them what the answer is and they don't like the answer, well, what do you think the answer is? Well, I don't know. Well, you came here to me to, for my expertise, right? Yeah. All right. Well, then this is the answer then.
Exactly.
So I have no cut cards and another shot of white tears. Just bring it on. Just bring it on.
Damn, this gonna taste salty.
Right, hell.
Salty. Check my blood pressure after this.
I'm gonna say fresh squeezed saltines. The crackers
White
in here.
tears.
But yeah, like it's
the perfect drip.
But no,
because mostly black people work in customer service.
Well,
so
we
all work in customer service in some capacity or another. And
my favorite is resetting the passwords and stuff like that. Or they're like, wow, What does get on my nerves though is I have very long hair, and supposedly somewhere in like the early '80s, late '90s, it was deemed not corporate. Mm-hmm. So they're always like, they let you work with your hair like that? Like, okay, so let's run this whole scenario. You walk through those doors, came to my desk, I come out with a name badge, helping you out. You're at my job asking me, they let me keep my job with this hair? Like, let's the whole scenario here. Like, are you serious? Like,
dude, it's the same. It's in the same vein of being a large, imposing black figure and having to demonstrate things for people and service people. But
part of the perception that we have. That's actually why I'm more nice in public to strangers than I am. Because I purposely like to throw the
you're an asshole to your friends.
Yeah.
Ding, another one. I'm still like zero.
I'm a manager of overarching customer service, and I've had customers on the phone say things to me like, "Well, I spoke to this terse gentleman, and blah blah blah," literally describing me to myself, and then requesting from henceforth could they only work with a white person.
Wow.
I'm like, oh, okay.
Alrighty then.
It's not gonna happen.
You don't realize you're talking to the guy you were talking about.
Yeah.
I run this.
Oh man, that is funny. But, I guess one little personal thing for me. I've had people curse me out on numerous occasions, and the best way to just handle that is kill them with kindness. It's above me.
There we go. So,
these white tears are so saucy. Oh man.
Yes. So also so we're going to pick up. This has been a heavy show, but
yes.
It's we got some things out there we want to talk about. We got some things out there we just want to say.
Hey, what's my word count? 7, 8?
We don't even know.
6? Fuck Fox.
7.
It's got to make it. What's it? Odd? Yeah. So, but yeah, I purposely wore these glasses because I knew it was going to mess with him. I knew it was going to. So, if you want to see more trash talking, you want to see us on a lighter note, on the lighter side of things. Candace LaFouk said, and LeFouk said, "Oh, you speak quite eloquently." Yes, yes, that is always a plus.
ING at all the end of my words, bitch.
But the right part. Karma has no due. I like that. Yeah. Karma has no due date.
I like that.
I like that too.
So, and we routinely see that happening to a lot of people. But on a lighter note, we got so heavy on this episode. We're going to do a hangover. Somebody's going to get these hands. I'm not going to say who. We don't know, but we're playing Street Fighter again. Yeah. So, if
there's an actual competition in the building.
Something, though?
I know. I've been practicing.
You know what?
Corey, you know he's trying to get off the show and get on the game. What you doing? Blur's Whiskey, that's your boy Trey Proper.
This your boy Big Herb.
Corey, what you want?
What did the Predator say?
What did he say?
He said, what did the Predator say?
Oh, you coming for Cam?
Are we doing live roasting?
We're live.
We're live.
Are we live?
Yes.
Don't blow up my counter. Come on, man. I'm trying. I just knew I had the counter.
Glad that Fox is out of the business. I don't know what to do with myself. I took my money and I went late on Thursday night, and I have not been the same since. It was horrible. It was.
You should have heard. Were you hearing from my earlier rant about my review?
No, because he's not a backslider. He goes to church.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Yeah, dude. I already ran through that movie. Like I said, it's called X-Men. Charles Xavier's an asshole.
9. 9.
Bad words, bro.
It was just ridiculous. The story was just. It's like they didn't even bother to read the comic. I was like, what the fuck is this shit?
Ding.
All proceeds are going toward Amir's, what did he call? I can't forget the word.
Fundraiser,
yes.
Autism awareness.
Autism awareness.
Let me, all right, it's going for him. It's going to a good cause. Let me just say it this way. Fuck Fox.
Another one.
All those
Another one.
This was some bullshit.
Dang, another one.
They got out of this. This is.
People are mad.
We agree with you. I agree wholeheartedly.
Hold on a second.
I've been talking about. This is why I hate when people get a hold of shit that they have.
That's fine. He said yes.
That's
it. Come on, make it even.
Yo, he's gonna catch
That's 8. That's 8.
He's trying to catch up with me. He's like,
he said, I see your 4 curse words and I raise your number 6.
You're at 8 right now, so I advise you to stop.
Get that one more about Fox out. So
hey, Rita gonna come back on the show with his Gucci purses.
I have the same hate for him that I have for somebody who lives in another state.
Hey, don't drop no names. We understand. So, but yeah, Corey, we got to wrap the show up, man. We got to get on the hangover. All right, man.
Can I say for the record before we get ready to go?
Because we're going to do a
I have 0. I actually made it through a whole entire show without cursing.
That's because you are numb to what happened.
No, but at the same time, I'm furious.
Yeah.
But I mean, at the same time.
You're not numb.
All right, that's
yeah.
Cheers to them.
What?
15 minutes. 15 minutes.
Yeah.
Street Fighter, actual competition.
Yeah.
I know, because Her's been practicing, right?
Yeah, Her's been practicing.
Yeah, man. Punch. Kick punch is all in the mind.
I'm a body him. I can't wait to get my hands on him. I'm Herb.
That's you.
You know what?
Like,
but before we go into the cheers,
that's right.
We gotta go ahead and let you guys know you can go on blursandwhiskey.com, preview prior episodes. Get your merchandise, just like I'm wearing today,
or my petty T-shirt.
His petty T-shirt. And
because
we might have to go ahead and make a jean shirt for you too. It'd just be funny. But
we're not in the knockoff business.
Yeah, we're not. I mean, but yes, be sure to check us out. Like, subscribe, comment, and tune in to every single episode on So as we finish off, up to it, down to it. Those who don't do it, we do it because we used to it.
Drink, mother, love a drink.